gentlemen, I am finally back. It is I, your Woodbridge Fantasy Football League Commissioner, Matt Ibanez, and I am back here today to do a little bit of a breakdown. It's been a while. Playoffs are around the corner. I decided that for the Week 12 recap and the Week 13 forecast, and most likely recap of that as well, will be via video before building up towards the playoffs. Obviously, I'll be breaking everything down, but obviously I'll be breaking down the wild card scenarios and what's needed to happen to figure out that final spot. Because with the win last week, well, you know what? I'll get into that. I don't want to spoil anything, but this is going to be a quick recap. I'm on short time. I only got 10 minutes with this video, so I want to get it all in. Basically, what happened this week was probably one of the craziest weeks that we've experienced in the WFFL. I always talk about Monday Night Madness, and this was by far one of the craziest Monday nights that we've ever experienced, even though the game was terrible. It was a complete blowout on the Saints' part against the Giants, but all it took was Eli Manning and Hakeem Nicks to really bring down the house, not to mention Mark Ingram, but we'll get into that. But, to start things off, the game of the week, Gangrene, G-Men ballin'. Winner was had a leg up. The winner would have a leg up towards the playoff hunt. More so G-Men ballin' than Gangrene, because Gangrene needed to win out regardless. But G-Men ballin', backs against the wall, down, I believe, 18 points going into Monday night against Hakeem Nicks while having Eli Manning. What does Eli do? He hooks up with Victor Cruz a lot, and it came down to one pass in garbage time when Eli shouldn't have been on the field to record one more point to beat out Gangrene by one. The final was 108-107. It was an incredible game. G-Men ballin' gets the big-time win. Eli, Michael Bush, Marshawn Lynch continue to do big-time work, and the play of Laurent Robinson, D'Angelo Williams, and Cedric Benson goes to waste. Again, 108-107. G-Men ballin' with a huge victory. With that win, they are locked into the playoffs. It doesn't matter if they win or lose next week. They are in. Nobody knows they're not sure what seed they're going to have yet, but they are definitely in the playoffs. When it comes to some other games, myself, the Dirty Jersey Birds, upended Team J-Mouse with a score of 87-71. Basically, it came down to the play of Tony Romo, Chris Johnson, the Texans defense, and Sebastian Janikowski going for 19 points as he kicked 6 field goals. So that was how the Dirty Jersey Birds upended Team J-Mouse, who ended up having strong performances from Percy Harvin and a solid game from Robbie Gold and Joe Flacco. Some other games that went on. Brewski Bombers, they are primed for the playoffs now. They're pushing hard. They still want the number 2 seed, which is still undecided. They go for 143 points. All I'm going to talk about in this matchup, really, on Black Magic's side, they scored 91. They had a great game. Victor Cruz went off on Monday night for 29 points, but Brewski Bombers, Drew Brees, Jimmy Graham, that's all I'm going to say. They combined for 64 points on Monday night. That's all that needs to be said with them. Everyone else performed great. Obviously, they scored 143 points, but those two are the only two that are worthy of talking about, really. They blew up on Monday night. It was incredible. Bob and Big and the replacements. Big-time revenge game for the replacements. They were confident going in. They ended up scoring 98 points. It just wasn't enough. Bob and Big were too much. Another tight end quarterback combo that did them in, Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, who ended up combining for a little bit over 40 points. I believe about 45 points they combined for. Beanie Wells was the X Factor. He went for over 200 yards. I guess you saw how much I was bad-mouthing him in my write-up, but he goes for over 200 and a touch for a total of 28 points. So that was that, really. Other than that, when it came to the replacements, they had great scoring from Stafford. 24 points total from the running backs, and a great showing by the Pats defense. I'm sorry, not the Pats defense, the Rams defense. So it just wasn't enough. Now they're playing for their lives come this week, but we'll get into that when it comes to the forecast. Dom holds on, 101-75. he ends up with the victory over the Raging Pineapples. Big time win. They're still holding on to that number 2 seed. They're going to have to win this week to get it. But thanks to Matt Ryan right here going for 28 points, who's been on fire recently in fantasy. Also, the Ravens defense ended up going for 25 points. We saw that on Thanksgiving. So that was an incredible week. A much-needed win for Show Me Your TDs in the absence of Adrian Peterson. Ryan Fitzpatrick went for 31 points for the Raging Pineapples, but after that it was pretty silent when it came to points. And then finally we have Snyder and the Schweinsteigers against Greg and Cougar Hunt. And 93-91 was the final. Basically what this comes down to is Cougar Hunt didn't have a quarterback this week. They didn't pick one up. They kept Jay Cutler in the lineup. They still had a large lead. They had a healthy lead with Jake Ballard on Monday night against Mark Ingram. And this would have been a Cougar Hunt victory. And they would have been playing this week for a playoff spot if they held on. But Mark Ingram decides to rumble for a 35-yard touchdown late in the game against the Giants on Monday night. Puts the Schweinsteigers up 93-91. Jake Ballard can't do anything the rest of the game. And they ended up winning 93-91. Cougar Hunt is all but out of the playoff picture. They're done. Schweinsteigers are trying to finish the week on a high note, and they have one more week to try to salvage what's left of their season. Obviously, they're not playoff bound, but they did play strong. Aaron Rodgers is continuing to play great. LeGarrette Blount had a fine game as well, and obviously Ingram played very good also. And basically, that is the recap. Video version. I try to keep it as quick as I can. I'm probably talking really fast, but I really wanted to do something like this to switch it up a little. And it's going to come down to obviously this week already started big. Marshawn Lynch, LaShawn McCoy, obviously 2 prominent starters here in the WFFL. Both went off tonight. Lynch went for I think 26 points or something of that range. McCoy went for 20 plus also. Both teams, G-Man Ball and the Raging Pineapples, are looking for wins this week, as they have big matchups. But that's that. I'm going to get more in depth. We're going to have a lot more time for the forecasts this week for Week 13. I'm going to break down everything when it comes down to the playoffs, how it's looking, the money situation. I'm going to start counting the money, see how much we have. We're going to see how that's all going to be situated. And my guess right now is we're up around 1,500. I'm not sure. Obviously, that's a total estimate. I'm not sure if that's the actual number, but that's a strong possibility. I know we're up there. We've had a very successful run in free agency, and I'm going to count that all up. I'll let you all know. We'll all get excited. Playoffs are around the corner. We are closing in. Week 13 has started. We're going to break it all down on Saturday. I'm excited. I can't wait to break everything down for all of you. This is a great time in the WFFL. I'm extremely pumped. And with all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this little video that I threw together for you. It'll be obviously on the main page. And, best of luck in the coming week. I'll break it all down for you. And I'll see you in a few. Until then, be good, gentlemen, and God bless. I'm out.
You